All right, we are live. What are we talking about today? I just saw a beautiful booth of Unichain at ETH Denver. So let's talk about it. Unichain is a layer 2 blockchain developed by Uniswap Labs. Love the branding over here. Congrats, team. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I got to meet a bunch of Uniswap guys. Really smart people, really good at design. Obviously, really relevant company today. Blockchain developed by Uniswap Labs designed to enhance the speed, efficiency, and cross chain liquidity of decentralized finance applications. Launch and performance. Unichain has been launched to the public with 1 second block times, aiming to reach 250 milliseconds in the future, making it one of the fastest chains in the industry. Okay. What is the fastest chain, or let's say L2, in the industry today? So block time is aiming to reach 250 milliseconds in the future, making it one of the fastest chains in the industry. Decentralization, it prioritizes decentralization from day one, launching as a stage 1 roll-up with a fully functioning proof system that supports permissionless fault proofs. The Unichain validation network will allow anyone to run a node and verify blocks, further decentralizing the chain. Cost efficiency, the transactions are approximately 95% cheaper than Ethereum L1, significantly reducing the cost for users and developers. Unichain is built to support seamless transactions across multiple chains, reducing friction when swapping or trading across different blockchains. It's part of the Optimism superchain, right? I'm really curious, like, what is the difference? What if we can compare Unichain and Base from Coinbase? Oh, fastest chain is Unichain. That's really cool. Okay, okay. What do we have here? Ethereum versus L2. Okay, Unichain is not listed. Ethereum L2 ecosystem. Base, OP, Zora, Arbitrum, Metis. Right, Zora came out with Zora Network. ZK, Polygon, Linea, Stark, Immutable X, ZK Sync, Aztec, Scroll, Loopring, Sidechains, Polygon, Gnosis, Scale, Loom, Validiums, Polychain, Stark, X, Channels, Connext, Raiden, Parent. Okay. Which is launched with 1 second block times and plans to introduce 250 millisecond sub blocks for even faster transaction finality. That's really cool. Wow. Unichain is built to support seamless transactions across multiple chains, reducing friction when swapping or trading across different blockchains. It's part of the Optimism superchain, aiming for native interoperability and single block message passing among superchain L2s. Over 80 applications and infrastructure providers are already building on Unichain, including major players like Uniswap, Circle, Coinbase, Lido, and Morpho. Users can fund their wallets, launch tokens, and engage with new DeFi applications. Upcoming upgrades include the introduction of the Unichain validation network for faster finality, TEE based block building for 250 millisecond effective block times, and innovations like flash blocks for even flash blocks or sub blocks. That's 250 millisecond. Really cool. All right, let's see. I think this is the launch announcement. October 10, 2024. Unichain and Ethereum L2 designed for DeFi. All right, this is the launch. Really cool. Let's see. We're thrilled to announce Unichain. After years of building and scaling DeFi products at Uniswap Labs, we have seen where DeFi needs to improve and what's required to continue advancing Ethereum's scaling roadmap. That's why we are launching Unichain, a fast, decentralized superchain, solving DeFi's challenges. Protocols have pioneered an entirely new financial system. The Uniswap protocol is the most popular example. Over the last 6 years, it has processed 2.4 trillion in volume, scaled to millions of users, and has totaled almost half a billion lifetime trades. Over the last 6 years, it has processed 2.4 trillion in volume, scaled to millions of users, and has totaled almost half a billion lifetime trades. Half a billion lifetime trades. This reminds me of a random joke that someone says that, oh, when I was 17, I made $500,000. So weird. Instead of just saying $500, this guy's like, I made $500,000. Half a billion lifetime trades. While the Uniswap protocol and other DeFi protocols have made great progress, DeFi on Ethereum still faces challenges. This is our contribution to fixing these problems. Low cost while furthering decentralization. Decentralization is fundamental to DeFi. Ethereum is highly decentralized, which has required compromising on speed and affordability for L1 transactions. As part of the effort to scale Ethereum in a way that maintains decentralization, Ethereum began providing cheap data. Ethereum began providing cheap data to L2s as part of the roll-up centric roadmap earlier this year. Cheap data. That's interesting. Would love to dive deeper. Unichain is designed to leverage and accelerate Ethereum's scaling roadmap, moving execution to. Actually, let's see. Ethereum began providing cheap data. We'll just put it on the side just for if you want to dive into this rabbit hole later on. Also, let's see Base versus Unichain performance, another rabbit hole. All right. Unichain is designed to leverage and accelerate Ethereum's scaling roadmap, moving execution to an L2. In practice, this means Unichain will lower transaction costs by 95% compared to Ethereum L1 in the short term and even more over time. Unichain will introduce a decentralized validation network that allows nodes to verify blocks. This adds an additional layer of finality and reduces the risk of conflicting or invalid blocks, fast with near instant transactions. To bring the next generation of markets on chain, DeFi needs to be faster. Makes sense? Unichain will launch with 1 second block times, 1 second block times, and then flash blocks. That's crazy. And will soon introduce 250 millisecond sub blocks that will make user experience feel instant. Faster blocks also boost market efficiency and lower value lost to MEV. This improvement is made possible through a block builder developed in collaboration with Flashbots that uses a trusted execution environment. Trusted execution environment. In addition to improving speed, the TEE is designed to improve the transparency of transaction ordering and prevent failed transactions. While TEEs are not a replacement for decentralized consensus, they can offer significant enhancements to trust and security relative to other block builders. Seamless multi-chain swapping. As Ethereum's scaling roadmap comes to fruition, there will be many L2s. This is already underway. Seamless multi-chain swapping. There will be many L2s. This is already underway, and while new L2s have helped lower costs, they have fragmented liquidity and created poor user experiences. Unichain is built to enable seamless access to swapping, no matter which chain users are on. As part of the Optimism Superchain, we are partnering with OP Labs to implement native interoperability, which will enable single block cross-chain message passing along superchain L2s. For chains outside the superchain, we are working to make interoperability between all chains better through initiatives like ERC7683, so users won't have to worry about which chains they are using. It will just work. Make sense? That's the end goal for every user. Okay, so Optimism Superchain will be the foundation. Implement native interoperability, which will enable single block cross-chain message passing among superchain L2s. Let's see, which chains fall into Optimism Superchain, or which L2s fall into Optimism Superchain. Which chains they're using, it will just work. Cross-chain liquidity will have an even bigger impact when users have simple, intuitive interfaces to access it. Shortly after Unichain's launch, will introduce cross-chain swapping into the Uniswap interface in Uniswap wallet. To read more, read the white paper. Scaling Ethereum together. This is just the start. Unichain is built to be modular, which means features like the TEE-based builder and validation network can be extended to incorporate powerful new functionality aimed at further decentralization, improving user experience, and more. Unichain, including the block builder and node software, is open source and available for other chains to adopt. Is also becoming a core developer on the OP stack, contributing to scaling Ethereum. We're excited to invite the broader community into the field. Unichain testnet goes live today, with mainnet coming later this year. Developers now have access to a full suite of resources. The Uniswap Foundation is leading developer engagement and providing grants and programming to support developers building on Unichain. To get involved, learn more, docs at unichain.org, start deploying testnet, complete the builder open call for developer grants from Uniswap Foundation, bridge assets into Unichain testnet and swap on the Uniswap interface, contribute to the repositories linked to the Unichain white paper. Interesting. Okay, let's see this question. Compare the performance of base L2 and Unichain L2. Let's see. What do we have? We got a Dune dashboard. Validators taking some of their coins to get picked up for adding a new block for transactions. Coins at stake is in an escrow account. Function that randomly picks a validator. Function that number 3 and 4 are same. Function that randomly picks a validator. Function that randomly picks a validator. Oh, so okay, that's a function. It actually picked a validator, Joey, and then new block is validated by the validators in the network. Okay, makes sense. Very simple. All right, performance comparison. Base boasts a high. Okay, so just from looking at the fact that Perplexity has put Base on top of Unichain, I'm guessing they are saying Base is better. But okay, let's see. Transaction speed. Base boasts a high transactions per second rate, TPS rate, consistently outperforming many competitors in this metric. It has been reported to beat Arbitrum in terms of TPS in the last month. 30.36 for Base against 23.52 for Arbitrum. Unichain has launched with 1 second block times, aiming to reach 250 milliseconds in the future, making it one of the fastest chains in the industry. Okay, we need a comparison of TPS. This is not a good. So what is Unichain's TPS? Cost efficiency. Let's put this. What is Unichain's TPS so we can understand the exact metric? Base significantly reduces gas fees compared to Ethereum's. Whoa, what is this? Hey, we need exact number. Okay, so Unichain reduces 95% and this reduced significantly. We need exact numbers. Base significantly increases transaction throughput, supporting a higher volume of transactions per second. Provide an efficient alternative for DeFi developers and traders by offering 1 second block times. No, this is not helpful. Benefits from Coinbase's vast user base and integrations, which helps accelerate adoption. Over 80 applications and infrastructure providers are already building on Unichain, including major players like Uniswap, Circle, Coinbase, Lido, and Morpho. Base is fully compatible with Ethereum Virtual Machine, ensuring interoperability with Ethereum's extensive ecosystem. Unichain is built to support seamless transactions across multiple chains, reducing friction when swapping or trading across different blockchains. It's part of the Optimism superchain. Okay, got it. Let's maybe try the same question with a different model. R1. Let's see. DeepSeek. Let's go DeepSeek. By the time, let's see what else we have. Chainalysis integrates Unichain. Okay, really cool. Chainalysis is excited to announce support for Unichain, DeFi. All right, close this. Close this. A DeFi-focused Ethereum L2 built on the superchain powered by Uniswap Labs. The Uniswap protocol is one of the first decentralized exchanges leading the way for ushering new users and has long been the highest volume decentralized exchange within the Ethereum virtual machine ecosystem. Now with the launch of Unichain, which is built with cost, speed, interoperability, and decentralization in mind, users can trade even faster and more efficiently than ever before. Rapidly growing ecosystem with nearly 100 crypto companies and protocols building it up at launch, including Coinbase, Circle, Lido, and more. Chainalysis supports Chainalysis support includes an automatic token support where we support all fungible and non-fungible tokens that adhere to ERC20, ERC721, ERC1155 standards. Integration greatly enhances the scope of compliance and investigative workflows for customers and ultimately helps spread Unichain adoption with safety and trust in mind. KYT, Know Your Transaction, can now monitor Unichain transactions with actionable alerts and continuous monitoring to identify high risk behaviors and prevent suspicious activities. Unichain will also be available in our entity screening products, allowing for the screening of wallet address. Chainalysis, so one of my friends actually works at Chainalysis. I believe what they do is this deep dive investigation into, yeah, helps in deep dive investigation, especially for government, to understand if there was a scam or no. Scam investigation, basically. What do we say? Solutions, platform, crypto investigation, crypto compliance, blockchain intelligence, right? A bunch of these things. And then, yeah, industries. Number one industry is law enforcement. And then we have a bunch of other things they are able to do. Cybersecurity, regulator, tax agency, right? You also need for taxes, because then you can just keep making a bunch of transactions, and then when it's tax time, you can easily pull up all the things and just look at all your transactions and understand that, okay, how much tax is supposed to be paid. It's easier to calculate the entire tax. You don't have to do accounting like we do today, where every transaction you make, you put into an Excel sheet so that at the end of the year your tax consultant can actually read it. No, everything's on chain. Additionally, our flagship investigations product Reactor now enables customers to investigate the flow of funds across Unichain, completing investigative workflows for tracing transactions, visualizing fund movements, and identifying potential illicit activity. Okay, interesting. Let's see what we have over here. All right, we got some tables. Base L2, Unichain L2 represent two leading Ethereum L2 solutions with distinct performance profiles and strategic focuses. Block time, not explicitly stated. Unichain 1 second, targeting 250 millisecond. Throughput 8.8 million transactions per day. 88 million test transactions processed. Okay. Finality, optimistic rollup, instant via TEE integration. So TEE stands for, right here, TEE based. It doesn't say here, but we did read it somewhere. Okay, anyways. Base demos, I think we're in the launch paper. Launch announcement. Base demonstrates raw transaction volume leadership, while Unichain focuses on technological breakthroughs in finality speed through its collaboration with Flashbot's trusted execution environment. Cost efficiency. Base reduce gas fees through EIP 4844 blobs, targeting sub-cent transactions in 2025. Unichain 95% cheaper than Ethereum L1 at launch, with further cost reductions planned via superchain integration. Economic performance. Base L2 annualized GDP 1 billion plus. Unichain L2 projected 500 million annual revenue. Base L2 fee structure. Standard L2 fee model. Unichain 20% to Uniswap Labs, 2.5 to 2.5 to 15% to OP Collective. Value capture 14 million in Jan L2 fees. New UNI staking economics. So Base definitely has been in the game longer. It has been out. It has, it's not, it's on mainnet now, and people are actually using it. And Base is going hard on Farcaster, where there's a lot of usage. There's a tight knit partnership over there. So definitely very few people, you don't hear much about Unichain. Base shows stronger current economic activity while Unichain introduces novel tokenomics to align protocol and user incentives. Technical architecture. Base. Coinbase backed optimistic rollup targets 250 M gas per second throughput in 2025, EVM compatible. Unichain Optimism Superchain member, stage 1 rollup with permissionless fall protocols, ERC76A3 cross chain standard. Ecosystem strength, current adoption 8 million plus daily transactions, 80 plus apps at launch. Key partners Coinbase ecosystem, Uniswap Circle across. Network effect inherits Coinbase's 110 million plus users, leverages Uniswap's 56.6 billion TVL total value locked. Strategic roadmap focused on mass adoption through scaling to 1 G gas per second, 1 gigagas per second throughput, maintaining disk health for node operators. Unichain prioritizing DeFi specialization via cross-chain liquidity pools, decentralized sequencer network, flash blocks for microtransactions. Let's go auto, and let's see which all what all L2s are member of Optimism Superchain. Okay, we have a lot. The Superchain ecosystem. Optimism mainnet based Zora World Chain mode built on Bitcoin, Fractal, Lisk, Derived Cyber Inc., Orderly Network, Chroma, Boba, Metal L2, Swan Chain, Super Lumio, Exterio, Race Network, Automata, Eternity, Donatus. Okay, third web. What is Superchain? The complete guide. Alright, really cool. This is by Third Web. Or let's see. The Superchain is a vision to create unified framework for Ethereum layer 2 networks. I'm surprised, why isn't Unichain over here? All built on the same open source tech stack. This was made in September 2023. Okay, got it. Ethereum scalability challenges hinder Web3's mass adoption as various teams seek solutions. L2, particularly Optimism, emerged as one of the leading solutions. Optimism is based on optimistic rollups that employ off-chain computation and batched on-chain validation. To scale Ethereum, Optimism is taking a unique path of establishing a standard to unify networks. The first effort is the OP Stack, an open source toolkit to build optimistic rollups based L2s on Ethereum introduced in the Bedrock upgrade. OpStack is the launchpad to their ultimate Ethereum scaling solution, the Optimism Superchain, a hub for all L2s built using OpStack to interact and transact with one another. Optimism is championing interoperability in a space generally dominated by siloed efforts. Now, what is Superchain actually, and why is it important? How does it work, and how do you build on it? Okay. Superchain, coined by Optimism, network of L2 blockchain networks, sharing a common development stack, the open source OP Stack, bridging communication layer and security. It ensures that individual chains can cohesively communicate and function as a singular unit. Essentially, Superchain facilitates horizontal scaling. Rather than creating entirely new isolated blockchains or chains, the Superchain allows for the construction of interconnected layer 2 roll-up networks. Each of these networks or OP chains share a common foundational layer, the OP stack. All interconnected so that there's a lot of interoperability. The standardized architecture ensures they can communicate seamlessly with one another. Interconnected efficiency facilitates seamless transaction across multiple subchains, multiplying the ecosystem's processing capacity. Right, right. Consistent security. Networks adhere to a consistent security protocol, maintaining trust and security uniformly across the superchain. Dynamic scalability, easily expandable as more chains can be added permissionlessly, and this doesn't pause or disrupt existing networks. Make sense? Transforms Ethereum from a singular, often congested highway into a vast interconnected network of superhighways. Each lane can handle traffic, and vehicles can easily switch between them as needed, dramatically improving Ethereum's scalability and potential for mass adoption. How does it work? Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a good article. Thank you to Mike Shin. All right, we need to know the ABCs of OP Stack. The OP Stack provides a structured approach to blockchain systems. Can be broken down into 5 distinct layers, each has each of which has its specific purpose and functionality. Data availability layer dictates where raw inputs for an OP stack based chain are sourced primarily through Ethereum DA. Sequencing layer controls how user transactions are collected and relayed, typically managed by a single sequencer. Derivation layer processes raw data into inputs. Data availability layer dictates where raw inputs are sourced primarily through Ethereum DA. Okay. Sequencing layer controls how user transactions are collected and relayed, typically managed by a single sequencer. Derivation processes raw data into inputs for the execution layer, primarily using rollups. Execution layer defines the system state structure and transition functions. EVM is the central module. And settlement layer allows external blockchains to view an OP stack chain's valid state with the attestation based fault proof. Data availability, sequencing, derivation processes raw data into inputs for execution layer, defines the system state structure and transition functions. Okay. Law of chains. As numerous OP stack chains emerge, a unified approach becomes crucial to maintain Ethereum's core values of decentralization and openness. The law of chains is the foundational framework designed for the superchain. It is not legally binding, but is a social contract emphasizing community collaboration, neutrality, and shared growth. So there's kind of a social contract between all the chains that are Optimism superchain members. The law identifies superchain's key players, chain governors, services, users, rights, and protections. It offers a framework safeguarding stakeholders' interest, ensuring that the decisions think about everyone's rights and effects, balancing unity and independence. The law lets chains join a bigger system while keeping their own economic and social freedom, balancing global rules with individual chain autonomy. Bedrock upgrade, reduced transaction fees, faster deposit confirmations, enhanced proof of modularity, boosted node performance, greater Ethereum equivalence. OP stack design closely mirrors Ethereum, eliminating prior deviations like custom opcodes and unique representations. Okay. What projects are built? Chain platforms, Conduit, Caldera. I hear a lot about Caldera these days. Caldera makes it easy to launch OP stack based rollups. They build L2 rollups customized for decentralized applications, offering high throughput, low latency, and rapid confirmation. Chains, OP mainnet, Base, maintained by Coinbase. Built on the open source OP stack and champions the permissionless and decentralized vision of the superchain. It provides cost effective EVM compatibility for developers and offers account abstraction use cases like gasless dApp transactions through user friendly APIs. Application Forecaster, decentralized protocol for creating social apps, allowing users to control the data while enabling developers to build apps without restrictions. They made its first significant transition to the OP mainnet. This move pushes permissionless signups through Forecaster, broadening its user base. No longer depends on corporate APIs. Lyra, Lyra. How to build blockchain networks. First step towards building on the superchain is to build a blockchain network using the OP stack by Optimism. Key requisite as it internalizes the communication, bridging, and shared security layers needed to be part of the superchain. This is really cool. Whatever work Optimism did, they realized that okay, we are not going to be the only one. We'll probably have more. And it would be very interesting if other protocols who are first to the game think the same way. They would be like, hey, we would love to capture the entire market, but that's not going to be the reality. So why not we build the foundation? We build the foundation on top of which other protocols can easily, quickly build such that they are all interoperable with each other. And that's exactly what Optimism did. Platforms like Conduit and Caldera. And it's interesting, like, will Farcaster go the same way? Because Farcaster, Dan Romero recently said that I used to have a vision that, okay, I wanted Farcaster to be the only thing, but then I realized that, okay, that's not going to be the case. That's not going to be the case. We are going to have a bunch of different decentralized social media protocols. So it would be interesting if they are thinking in the same way as Optimism. That I don't know what that would look like, but that would be interesting. They could be supporting more decentralized social media protocols and kind of build the foundation for it. Conduit provides a roll-up as a service platform simplifying the creation of roll-ups using the OP stack. Caldera, in contrast, focuses on crafting high-performance, customizable blockchains tailored for specific decentralized applications. What lies ahead? Significant evolution in the Ethereum ecosystem, unifying a network of L2 chains for enhanced scalability and interoperability. Its modular and standardized design can cater to diverse applications, allowing seamless integration and development. Okay, this was good. This was good. We got to learn about the Optimism superchain. All right, let's see. Tell me. The history of led to its beginning. Superchain, superchain, superchain. Superfest. Growing network of chains, OP stack chains built on Optimism's open source standard code base, built on the superchain, contribute portions of the revenue back to the Optimism collective to fund public goods and network development. Chains, OP mainnet base mode. Unchained. Superchain vision takes flight with Bedrock upgrade. This was June 7, 2023. Okay. History of Optimism superchain can be traced back to its inception of the Optimism project. Plasma Group. Which began as a non-profit organization called Plasma Group in January 2019. Plasma Group was created to research Ethereum scalability solutions. This group was founded by Benjamin Jones, Carl Flourish, Jing Wang, and Kevin Ho, who were focused on addressing Ethereum scalability issues through Plasma, a scaling design that predates rollups. June 2019 incorporated the work of Ethereum co-creator Vitalik into its research, leading to the conceptualization of the Optimism rollup. So it all started in 2019. Okay, not that long. 2020, Plasma Group was dissolved. Optimism Public Benefit Corporation was established. This marked the transition from a research-focused entity to a more product-oriented approach aimed at scaling Ethereum. Feb 2020, the alpha version of Optimism Virtual Machine was launched, setting the stage for Optimism's Layer 2. Feb 23, Optimism Collective announced its new direction, introducing the concept of the superchain. This marked a shift from focusing on a single chain to building a common good code base, the OP stack, which any team could leverage to build their own L2 network. 24. Optimism's technology gained significant traction with major entities like Uniswap, World Network, formerly WorldCoin, Kraken, Sony's blockchain lab adopting Optimism's tech to create their own scaling blockchains. Very interesting. Okay, so they had a lot of credibility, which meant that a bunch of other people were like, "Hey, can we use your research?" 24. Focusing on a single chain to building a common good code base, which any team could leverage to build their own L2 network. Alpha version was launched, setting the stage for Optimism's Layer 2 solution. Optimism's technology gained significant traction with major entities like Uniswap, World Network, Kraken, and Sony's blockchain lab adopting Optimism's tech to create their own scaling blockchains. This adoption highlighted Optimism's success in Ethereum scaling race. And who were these original people? Okay. 24. Over 20 OP stack chains committed to joining the superchain vision, contributing revenue towards the collective's shared initiatives. The superchain was envisioned as a unified, cohesive network of chains to solve the challenges of Ethereum's multi-chain future. Optimism's vision was further articulated as creating a fairer internet that benefits everyone without belonging to anyone, emphasizing its commitment to rewarding public goods and building a sustainable future for Ethereum. Optimism's vision was further articulated as creating a fairer internet that benefits everyone without belonging to anyone, emphasizing its commitment to rewarding public goods and building a sustainable future for Ethereum. The Optimism superchain's beginning was driven by the need to scale Ethereum, reduce transaction costs, and increase throughput while maintaining Ethereum's security guarantees. The transition from Plasma Group to Optimism PBC and the subsequent development of the OP stack and the superchain concept were pivotal in addressing these challenges. The superchain aims to create a network of interoperable L2 chains, sharing security, a communication layer, and an open source technology stack, thereby fostering a more scalable and user-friendly blockchain ecosystem. That benefits everyone. Superchain. We got the Bankless podcast. We got Jesse. We got, I forgot his name. Superchain app accelerator. Optimism Collective. OP Stack 15% of net on-chain profit or 2.5% of chain revenue. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Preparing Optimism for the superchain future. Okay. Benjamin Jones, I think, co-founder Optimism and chief scientist at Optimism Foundation. Carl, co-founder Optimism and CTO at OP Labs. Jin Wang, executive director of the Optimism Foundation, Kevin Ho, though less frequently mentioned in recent discussions. Instrumental in the development and the vision of Optimism Superchain. Let's see if we can dive into Benjamin Jones. And while we do that, let's see this. So this is kind of the model of Optimism Collective, that every chain has to either provide this works like NATO. This is very much like NATO, like where every country who is part of the NATO is like, okay, if any other country attacks on one of the NATO members, everybody attacks. And to be part of NATO, you have to pay 2% of your annual GDP, something like that. I'm not sure, 2% of your GDP, something like that. And this is very similar to that. Optimism Collective, you all run on Optimism Collective. To make sure Optimism Collective works properly, you have to either provide 15% of your net on-chain profit or 2.5% of chain revenue, whichever is lower, I guess. This was August 26, 24. Okay. Shared approach to scaling Ethereum's tech and values in a sustainable way that benefits all builders. The definition of the superchain is simple: a network of blockchains built on a common standard code base that shares security, governance, and values. Positive sum network: the success of any single chain benefits all the chains in the ecosystem. This is interesting. Like, what do we call it? The game theory, right? Are you the weak link that wants to just benefit from other success? So you are winning because of the network effects, or you are the strongest link and you're the strongest member, and now you feel kind of robbed because you are putting in all the work, all the R&D, and everybody's taking benefit of it. And everybody else is benefiting from it. Today, every OP chain in the superchain operates under a standardized revenue sharing model, ensuring all chains contribute fairly and equitably with no exceptions or special treatment. According to the standard roll-up center, each chain commits a portion of the revenue back to the Optimism Collective through a fee split that is adhered to across the network. The fee split is calculated as a greater of either 2.5% of chain revenue, greater of either 2.5% of chain revenue or 15% of on-chain profit, defined as fee revenue minus L1 gas fees. To date, the Optimism Collective has generated over 14,000 ETH in revenue, and that number continues to grow as the superchain gets bigger. Anyone can track the latest contribution data here. Over the coming months, more surfaces across the industry will show the superchain as an aggregate as opposed to standalone chains, as we begin laying the foundation for our upcoming interoperability network. By maintaining this uniform revenue sharing system, the superchain upholds its commitment to decentralization and collective growth, ensuring that the contributions from each chain fuel the perpetual funding of public goods and ecosystem development. Together, OP chains in the superchain ecosystem have the power to support and sustain the collective and grow Ethereum to internet level scale. The OP stack is an MIT licensed public good to the core. Anyone in the world can clone, fork, or deploy it free of charge without permission. So why do chains like Base, Mode, WorldCoin, Zora, and all others in the superchain choose to contribute shared revenue? The answer lies in the network structure designed to benefit the entire collective, so that they want to opt in to access shared governance, shared upgrades, and security and ecosystem funding. Where do sequencer? This is also cool. Like every single, this is really interesting from Ethereum's perspective, because Ethereum is like, we care about the overall growth of the blockchain industry. We care that we care more about the fact that we reach that future, not who will help us reach that future. We just care about reaching that future. So if 100 companies have now committed to this mission, we want everybody to be part of this ecosystem, and everybody's research will help each other. We will build this foundation such that everybody benefits from each other's research. Every team could be good at one or the other thing. And then these constant upgrades and people would want to join because these constant upgrades by everybody, by 99 other R&D teams, is way better than you just working on yourself. It's like you having multiple other smart people in different fields, in fields which are blind spots to you, working for you and improving your product. Really cool. The most impactful thing that the Optimism Collective can do is to create a self sufficient, self sustaining economic model, a flywheel that scales Ethereum and the open web. The most impactful thing that the Optimism Collective can do is to create a self sufficient, self sustaining economic model, a flywheel that scales Ethereum and the open web. The sequencer revenue collected from OP chains flows back to the Optimism Collective to grow the superchain. This revenue is currently not allocated for any specific programs because initiatives like retro funding and the collective's grants program are currently well set up to deliver tokens to builders who create impact and adoption. In the future, Optimism governance will determine how the revenue contributions from the superchains, op chains, are used. Designed to create a powerful flywheel that sustains and grows the superchain economy. Optimism governance has given millions of OP back to developers, whether you are thinking of launching an app or deciding to build your own. All OP chains in a superchain and the developers that build on top of them are eligible to apply for multiple grants programs designed to reward impactful contributions. Shared commitments, shared benefits. Demand to join the superchain has never been higher, and that's because projects have a lot to gain. Each team is building a part of something bigger that an individual project, and the success of any one chain benefits all. The combined engineering efforts of superchain teams have allowed Optimism to outpace the competition and propel the OP stack forward. Shared upgrades in a shared standard mean improvements impact everyone in the superchain. The optimistic vision is a unified superchain with both the scalability of parallel chains and the composability of a single blockchain. Native interoperability coming to the superchain can bring transformative benefits for all network participants, including shared upgrades and products that enhance security and efficiency. Really cool, really cool. All right, we got Benjamin Jones. All right, let's see. Key figure in the development of Optimism Superchain, co-founder and chief scientist, co-founded Optimism and served as the chief scientist before transitioning to a director role at the foundation. His expertise has been instrumental in shaping the project's direction in technical architecture, education, and early career. Bachelor of Science in Physics and Mathematics from Northeastern University, his earlier career included roles such as microscopy, instrumentation, and software developer at Quantum Diamond Technologies, where he worked on microscale NV center magnetometry, and a blockchain associate at underscore VC, a venture capital firm focused on cloud intelligence entrepreneurs. As a director of Optimism Foundation, he's part of the governance structure overseeing the development of the Optimism ecosystem, operates on Cayman Islands Foundation Company, aiming to support the establishment of the Optimism Collective and the technology that powers it. This vision involves creating a common good code base, the OP stack, which any team can leverage to build their own L2 network, thereby enhancing Ethereum's scalability and interoperability. Beyond his technical contributions, he has engaged with the community through various platforms, including podcasts and interviews, where he discusses strategic importance. He's known for making Ethereum-based parody songs under the stage name Weird ETH Yankovic. Weird ETH Yankovic, showcasing his lighter side and engagement with the broader crypto community. Okay, really cool. Let's see what inspired Ben Jones to co-found Optimism. He He was drawn to Ethereum after reading its white paper, recognizing its potential for significant impact and the fast pace of development in the blockchain space. This realization came during his time as an undergraduate in math and physics, where he saw the slow pace of academia and was attracted to the dynamic environment of startups and blockchain technology. The growing demand for Ethereum's decentralized applications and the network's high gas fees and slow transaction speeds were significant motivators. Along with his co founders, aimed to address these issues through Optimism's Layer 2 scaling solution. Identify the need for public goods funding as a critical issue. They realized that their trickle of donations and their own willingness to take risk wouldn't suffice for long term sustainability, emphasizing the importance of funding public goods within the blockchain ecosystem. Experience with the Ethereum community, including his time at Plasma and later at Optimism BBC, highlighted the value of collaboration and community driven development. The transition from Plasma to Optimism was driven by the desire to build a more formal and sustainable approach to scaling Ethereum, involving a broader community of developers. Including his time living on a bohemian bus, his early exposure to cryptocurrency through Bitcoin, and his experiences in Berlin startup scene all contributed to his entrepreneurial spirit and his belief in the transformative potential. This is interesting. Tell me more. We went from Unichain to founder of Optimism, spending his time on a bohemian bus. I'm not sure if you're talking about the same guy. Are we talking about the same guy? I don't know if you're talking about the same guy. Six months Latin America with one entire month spent without shoes. Fellow travelers on the bus mauled themselves after a Jack Kerouac, embracing an anti-establishment and anti-business mindset. Okay, we are definitely not talking the right same person. Significant departure from his previous life, leading him to realize the need for a career. It was during this time that he began to appreciate the dynamic and modern work environment of startups which he encountered in Berlin. This experience, coupled with his newfound love for programming, set the stage for his entrepreneurial journey. Anti-everything mindset he adopted during this time likely contributed to his later focus on public goods funding and his vision for a more equitable and sustainable blockchain ecosystem with Optimism. Self-discovery, where he sought to break away from traditional paths and explore alternative ways of living and working, marked by a desire for freedom, creativity, and a rejection of conventional norms. Blockworks. Okay, that's it? Wow, Blockworks, that's it? Alright, we have the LinkedIn. Director. Alright, so co-founder Plasma Group. 2 years, co-founder, chief scientist, and then director. Northeastern University, Entrepreneurship Club, Intramural Soccer. Achieve 100% thumbs up student rating. Microscope instrumentation and software developer. Blockchain associate. Okay. What was the most memorable experience? I don't know if we are talking about the same person. So let's go back maybe over here. Referring to suggestions of a future that sees a million chains operating in the Ethereum ecosystem, Jones concluded, I think a million was too low, bro. A million was too low, bro. Jones expects to see collections of layer 2 networks that look and feel and behave a lot more like one chain. Chains are the new smart contracts. That's how we get from a system of a bunch of chains with unique IDs and their own properties to something that really can serve as a consistent backbone for the internet. Effectively, you don't have to go through layer 1 if you wanted to move value between, say, hyperchain A and hyperchain B, or move some arbitrary message. All of the chains are part of this hyperchain ecosystem will be able to communicate natively. The vast variety of chains will likely be abstracted away from the user experience. Rose explained, saying a DX experience that is operating multiple across multiple chains, for example, will feel just like you're on the same chain. For the average user, the experience would be as abstracted as sending an email. You don't have to think about where your friend's email is being hosted. This is the vision that we think we have for moving value on these systems. Envisions a future where chains disappear into the background as countless chains perform minute tasks. For example, a single game session creates a chain for the duration of that game session, and then resolves the results of that game back to some larger game chain. Possibility of user specific chains where users bring their state with them to particular chains for application interaction. Wow. Wow. Said the scaling problem can be solved horizontally. Okay. The monolithic model doesn't work really well during a discussion. The Matter Labs senior vice president in technology compared the problem to the Web 2 world. If you want to scale your application, you can actually spin up more servers. You can distribute the load. This works really well. Varies in Web 3. If I want to spin up an environment to deploy another application, we have this very flexible model where you can essentially just add more hardware and the problem can be solved by scaling horizontally. Interesting. If we go back to Unichain, what do we have? Uniswap's commitment to decentralized governance. Okay. Layer 2 blockchain Unichain. Some supporters have not received this more positively, raised significant concerns among key supporters and token holders who feel that the decision bypass the decentralized governance meant to guide Uniswap's development. Governance through DAO, to vote on key decisions. Surprised many by launching its own blockchain without consulting the community or holding a DAO vote. Head of governance, who represents thousands of Uni token holders, expressed their frustration in a series of social media posts posting out that the sudden launch of Unichain took many by surprise. Uniswap rushed this decision, not allowing the community enough time to contribute. Undermines the very idea of decentralization Uniswap was founded on. Though we totally respect and believe in the technical expertise of Uniswap team, we believe community discussion is both essential and beneficial. It's interesting how sometimes these articles keep repeating the same thing again and again. Okay, let's maybe ask Grok if Grok has. Wow, Grok's new logo is here. Let's go. Let's go. Give me latest updates for Unichain. Let's see. Rundown. So Perplexity is good for photos and Grok is good for latest stuff. Let's see. Mainnet officially launched. Oh, so okay. So testnet was launched on October 24. Mainnet launched Feb 10, 2025, just like 20 days ago. Yeah, really cool. Significant milestone for this Ethereum layer. Built as a fast, cost-effective, and interoperable network aimed at being a hub for liquidity across chains. Since its launch, it has seen rapid adoption with nearly popular crypto protocols and products like Uniswap Circle, Coinbase, Lido, Morpho processed 95 million test transactions and over 14.7 million smart contracts on the testnet in another 4 months, showing strong community engagement. 1 second block times with plans for 250 millisecond sub blocks, 95% reduction in transaction costs, fully functioning permissionless fault proof system, making it a stage 1 rollup from day 1, ensures trustless security and decentralization with a Unichain validation network, soon allowing anyone to run a node and verify blocks. It's also part of the Optimism superchain, right? Financial side, proposed a hefty 45 million incentive program over 6 months to boost Unichain and Uniswap v4 cross-chain deployment, signaling strong backing to drive adoption. Annualized staking yields for Uni token holders could range from 16 million to 33 million based on estimates of Unichain capturing 9 to 25% of Uniswap's trading volume. With 65% of net chain revenue going to validators and stakers is a big shift for Uni, which has historically lagged direct value accrual. By the way, really beautiful weather out there. It's finally sunny and beautiful. Integration with ecosystem tools also picking up. Platforms like DX Sale announced support for Unichain, enabling token minting, IDOs, liquidity locking, and airdrops. Other integrations include Subwallet, DexCheck, Ether Drops, and Infinix, offering features like wallet tracking, real-time updates, and asset swapping. Looking ahead, Unichain's roadmap includes faster block times, deeper superchain interoperability, and governance via the UVM, where UNI staking will play a key role. With its modular open source license, it's poised to influence Ethereum's broader scaling efforts, especially as Uniswap Labs contributes to the OP stack as a core developer. Really cool. Let's see if we got some posts over here. Unichain is live now by Dropbot. Weekly project updates. Unichain mainnet goes live. Okay, Subwallet. Unichain mainnet graph. Already a subgraph devs can use to query Unichain data. Okay. Okay. And what's this? Unichain mainnet is here. A new home for DeFi. Okay. Prioritizing decentralization, fast and cheap, seamless cross-chain. Lower fees, faster transactions are built to be seamless, interoperable, and decentralized. Unichain is now here. Nearly 100 of the most loved crypto products and protocols are already building on Unichain, including Uniswap Circle, Coinbase, Lido, Morpho. For developers, start deploying apps, create V4 hooks, custom logic for swapping and LPing with Uniswap V4 on Unichain, build with stable coins, explore USDC and CCTP. CCTP, yes. For users, fund your wallet. Launch a token. Play with new apps. Uniswap integrations page. Yes, really cool. Swap and provide liquidity. Prioritizing decentralization from day 1. Unichain is launching as a stage 1 rollup featuring a fully functioning proof system that supports permissionless fault proofs. Soon the Unichain validation network will let anyone run a UVN node. The DeFi renaissance is here. Swappers and liquidity providers start using Unichain with Uniswap V2, V3, or V4. Uniswap web app is right here. Swap anytime, anywhere. Go direct to DeFi, swapping made simple. Access thousands of tokens, 11 plus chains. The wallet built for swapping available on iOS and Android. Provide liquidity to pools on the Uniswap protocol and earn fees on swaps. Build the next generation of open application and tools trusted by millions. All-time volume 2.2 trillion. All-time swappers 24-hour volume, 1.6 billion. Yes. Okay, so Unichain is doing pretty good. Uniswap products are powered by the Uniswap protocol, largest on-chain marketplace. Connect with us. Okay, okay. DeFi Renaissance. On-chain markets perform best with fast block times and low fees. That's exactly what Unichain delivers with 1 second block times. Okay, this is sometimes it feels like they just keep repeating the same thing. Great work on the website. Look at this. Ooh, I didn't realize there was an animation. Okay, beautiful animation. Just making circles out of squares. Beautiful. Let's see if I can find any friends. Alchemy, Coinbase Circle, Dune Dynamic, Interface, Layer Zero, Privy, Rainbow, Safe, Third Web, Zerion, Chainalysis, Fireblocks, Hyperlane, Lido, Matcha. Join the community building on Unichain. Okay, really cool. And I feel like they have changed the X logo and made it actually cooler. Wow, really cool. All right, what's the latest update? Unichain, ETH Denver, find us at ETH Denver. Okay, really cool. Denver, we're so back. ETH Denver, Build-a-thon. 7.5k in Unichain bounties. ETH Denver booth. Unichain booth 407. Rocks, docks, and fast blocks. Movement, Rhino. Oh, free rock climbing. Okay, they're doing rock climbing. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. How Unichain is reshaping the L2 landscape, bringing interop in Unichain and Superchain. Sneak peek at Crypto the Game Season 3. Oh, this is really cool. They actually acquired Crypto the Game Season 3. If you're an infra, pivot to apps. If you're an infra, pivot to apps. If you're an infra, pivot to apps. Nice. Okay, here's the booth. Beautiful, beautiful booth. Great work. The branding is really good. I met some of the designers and yes, look at this. Look at this hat. So cool. Follow the pink tubes. Take you right to the Unichain booth. Yeah, this is cool. Wherever you are, follow the pink booth. Pink looks good on you, Denver. Unichain, great branding. Great branding. Panoptic. Coffee. Alright, this is their rock climbing, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Rock climbing in the middle. In the middle of the conference. Really cool. Okay, look at this. Look at this. The home for DeFi. Really cool. Really cool. Scaling walls, scaling blockchains. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Crypto the game, yes. I'll be at the Unichain Builder event on Wednesday in Denver, bringing a ton of CTG S3 bows with me. Come say hi. Grab one before the new season begins. Okay, really cool. We saw all of this. Let's go back. Status update, Unichain docs. Alright, let's see. Interesting facts about Unichain. Blazing Speed origins. Okay. What's wild is the plan to shrink to 250 millisecond with flash blocks. Testnet madness. Before its mainnet launch, handled a jaw-dropping 95 million transactions and over 14.7 million smart contracts in just under 4 months. That's like a small country's worth of activity crammed into beta phase. Cost slasher 95%, superchain squad, optimism, permissionless from day one. Some rollups that start centralized and decentralized later. Unichain launches a stage 1 rollup with a fully permissionless fault proof system. Anyone can challenge banned transactions, no gatekeepers needed. Big bet. Vision for a liquidity hub across all chains, nearly 100 protocols. Jumped on board within weeks. It's not just a Uniswap party, but an ecosystem magnet. Glow up. Didn't earn holders direct revenue. Now Unichain flips that 65% of its revenue goes to validators and UNI stakers, while the Unichain validation network early estimates suggest yields could hit 16 to 33 million annually if it captures a chunk of Uniswap's volume. Open source swagger. Code is fully open source. That's not just nerd trivia, it means anyone can fork it, tweak it, or build on it, potentially sparking a wave of custom L2s inspired by its design. Node for all. Lets anyone run a node to validate blocks, and soon staking UNI will die into governance. It's a push to make Unichain as community driven as Ethereum itself, not just a corporate sandbox. Name game. The name Unichain nods to Uniswap's roots but also hints at universality. Okay. Hmm. We saw this. Are we missing anything? Okay. I think that's it. That's the stream.